Hi everyone, it's Genene and today's restorative yoga practice that's going to focus on any tension you might be experiencing in your shoulders, your neck, whole upper back. We're going to do that today by slowing down. So grab a chair, 2 blocks or something similar to these 2 blocks, and we'll get started. Let's take our comfortable seat, and once found, gently close your eyes. After a brief warm-up for our upper body, we will hold a few supported poses for a longer period of time to encourage letting go of that weight you've been shouldering for a while, perhaps. I invite you now to join your hands together in front of your heart center, and to yourself state your intention for this particular yoga practice, no matter how few or how many times you've gotten on the mat. Reminding yourself this is your practice. Release your hands down to your thighs. Allow your eyes to gently open. And just a few warm-ups targeting specifically our spine and our upper back. Come to all fours. And then pressing the floor away with the pads of your hands. Inhale, tilt your pelvis forward. Going into a cat-cow series. Inhale. Oh, God, bless America. Horrible. Okay. Cat and cow pose. Pressing firmly into the ground with the pads of your fingers. Tilt your pelvis forward and inhale. Lift your spine. Broaden through your chest. And then exhale. Pull the belly in. Let the pelvis tilt backwards. Head draws down. And feel this motion cascading across your spine. Inhale to tilt the pelvis forward. Lift the head. Lift the chest. And then exhale, round the spine once more. Inhale to center. And let's come to lying on our bellies. Extend your arms by your hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Hold here. And exhale, lift your thighs. Keep lengthening from the pelvis, from the very center, down the legs, out the toes. And at the same time, from the pelvis, up through the crown of your head, maybe you lift a little more. Keeping the belly drawing in. Imagine one day being able to lift the entire thigh off the ground and your chest can be completely perpendicular to the floor, but maybe not today. We're taking things easy. And exhale, set your legs down. Take your hands across from your chest. Shoulder blades on the back. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades are drawing together. Lifting your heart. And then Cobra, Bhujangasana. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Now press yourself up to all fours again. Anahata Asana, heart melting pose. Walk your hands forward a bit. Keep your hips over your knees. And then press down through the arms and keep the arms lifted as you pull your heart through towards the ground. So you again feel that action. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades drawing together. Keep lifting the arm bones up and just allow yourself to feel a little stretch. This can be its own restorative pose. You could put a blanket underneath your forehead or a block. And now take your hands back underneath your shoulders, all fours once more. Let's grab the chair and place it fully on your mat. Hands to both sides of the chair seat. And then come into a downward facing dog. And feel that same action in the arms. The upper arms externally rotating, which gets complicated. But the inner edges of the upper arms lift, outer edges of the upper arms draw down. The forearms do the opposite. And you're stretching into different directions, feeling space in your spine. And now place your hands firmly on the chair seat. And then shift your weight forward on an inhale, plank on the chair seat. And lower your knees down onto the floor, and chair goes away. Grab your 2 blocks. So 2 blocks, you can start them on level 2. This is level 2 here. You're going to lie down for a nice little heart opener. If that's too intense, you can spin it down to level 1, or you can grab a couple blankets and lie down on the blankets lengthwise instead. So the way it goes is this goes in between the middle of your shoulder blades. Shoulder blades. You do not want it to go into your low back because that's too mobile. And we know all about the mobility of the different spines. Well, we're going to anyway. The thoracic spine doesn't have a lot of mobility. So when you put your head on the second block, bring your arms by your side. If your chin is pointing straight up to the sky and you can't lengthen through the crown of your head, you need to elevate this block. So spinning it up to level 3 is probably too much, but you could throw 2 stacked blocks or add a blanket. Get creative. You could stack several blankets instead. And wherever you're at, let yourself get connected to the block. So in other words, there's this feeling at first of trying to lift off of the block. So take your mind and say, okay, it's safe. I want you to sink down into the block and release. Now, here it's going to depend on how high up you've propped yourself or how far down. You could, from here, turn your palms down, press down, and lift up. You may be low enough that you could bend your knees instead and roll to the side to roll off of your props. You're going to choose for yourself. Sometimes you need to take your hands to the back of your head for support and then roll up. Choose what's right for you and then come down into Shavasana. You did it. Now feeling all four curves of your spine, specifically focused on that thoracic spine. Take your hands to your low ribs. Take a deep inhale. Let the rib cage expand. And as you exhale, feel those lower ribs knitting together and then arcing into the earth. So you can feel even with your fingers, oh yes, it's connected to the earth. And then extend your arms, palms face up in this gesture of receiving. Allow your eyes to gently close to receive the benefits from your practice. Enjoying where your heart feels more open-hearted. You may choose to stay here longer or take a deeper breath. Wiggle your toes, your fingers, or your ankles, your wrists. Feel the floor beneath you. Inhale your arms overhead, point your toes. Gently pull your low ribs down into the earth with your arms overhead. And then exhale your arms back down by your sides. Bending your knees, roll onto your right side. Press yourself up to that seated position. And gently close your eyes. Fold your hands together in front of your heart and feel. Specifically, fully in your whole body, but also specifically today in your shoulders, in your chest, and your mid-body. How does it feel? Truly, honestly, does it feel more open, more closed? And focused more on maybe the subtle openings that you've created in your practice today. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste.